right, folks, back in the Pratt Pack gym. Way too hot for hot coffee, so we're going to ice it down. Dunkin' Donut, ladies and gentlemen, iced coffee. Now, you know, we are all about familia here in the Pratt Pack gym. Before we get to some headlines and some sports and tell you about what's happening tonight, you know, my journey has taken me through the years, folks. I can't even imagine how many miles I have logged in my lifetime. But there are people that I have met along the way that are much more than just acquaintances. They become pictures that are stored in my brain of, well, a family album, if you will. And I wanted to take a little time, first off, to give some love to a dear friend, Jack Drake. Jack Drake, many of you from Monaca know him as the friendly soul who for many years has been behind the counter, Pennsylvania Avenue, in that incredible gas station that has changed hands through the years, but now it is a part of the family that is the Shank family. And he has always been there. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you always been there, always been there. When I was heading in sometimes very early in the morning, when I would return back to the valley after a long day at work, it was always getting that tank filled up and maybe a few things to head home. And yes, it was Jack, exchanging acquaintances. Well, he is not doing well right now. He is going through a pretty tough time. And I just had to take a little time to give my thoughts and prayers to him and all of his, extended family, many of them at the Monaca SOI. And I want him to know that he has been so much to so many for so long that we really just appreciate everything he has done for us. And we want him to know how much we love and care for him. Jack Drake, so my buddy, my friend, my partner for many years and confidant, just know that we love you, okay? Also, Mark Miner, for many years, like Michael Baker, but also a good friend of mine, the Beaver Area Heritage Foundation, and his lovely wife, Liz. I have been friends of theirs for a long time, and they're a couple that never was too busy to take time to say, what can we do for you? Well, I find out that Liz happens to be a Rochester native, where my family roots are, and her dad recently passed away, so I just wanted to take time to let them know that this family album obviously has a few pages of them in there as well. So I just wanted to take time to send my condolences to Liz and her family, and obviously my friend Mark Miner on the passing of Liz's father. And also, when you think of entertainment in this part of the world, you think of my first family, the Granati brothers. Yeah, you know, Rick and David and of course Hermie have been friends of mine. I can't even tell you how long, going back to the 70s. And you know, you often wonder in this industry, where does that talent come from? Where in the world did they get all of that talent? And sometimes if you look into the family album, you'll see that the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Their uncle Enrico recently passed away. Now this guy, talk about a star-studded resume. Dozen times on the Tonight Show with Here's Johnny. And yes, he has been friends and have had acquaintances with some of the greatest, such as the great one, Jackie Gleason, in which he wrote a score and starred in one of his many films with a great one, so much so that a Western Union telegram was sent to him showing his gratitude. But I mean, people like Jerry Vale, and for those of you who are Italian and know great crooners, Jerry Vale is definitely one of them. People like Frank Sinatra, the chairman of the board, and others. So when you look at the Granatis and you see them play, and they will probably be playing for many years to come, and their cousin Tony Bonomo and so many others, if they've got some of that Granati blood running through their veins, the reason why they can keep a beat and the reason why they are always on key is because of Enrico, their uncle, who's just passed away in the last few days, and with him a chapter of entertainment here in our region that may never ever be written again. So thoughts and prayers to the Granati family. So now that we've done that, I'd like to get into some headlines, and we're going to be at Casa de Emmanuel tonight. So honored to have Professor of Law at Duquesne University and columnist from the Trib. He actually works very hard on this column on Wednesday nights. He's got that deadline tomorrow, but he's going to spend a little time with us on the Comcast Newsline talking about our president, and a lot of it has to do with the health care bill. And this is what the president said today, tweeting, "Most Republicans were loyal, terrific, and worked really hard. We were let down by all the Democrats and a few Republicans, but the president vows to return. Repeal only vote essentially is what Mitch McConnell is talking about with their next move, the Republicans. The same legislative language. He said, look, it was more than just the 4 no votes. When it's all said and done, it was more like 8 to 10. So we're going to be talking to Joe Mystic about that tonight. And also, who was actually at this meeting with Donald Trump Jr.? And we're going to talk about the legal aspect of it. Is there any obstruction possibilities there in the way of future charges, and what is legal and what isn't it? And so you're going to get everything broke down tonight by Joe Mystic when he joins us at the beautiful Casa de Emmanuel. South Korea, they'd like to maybe have some military talks with North Korea. Where does the U.S. fit into that mix? Also, Brexit. Could the biggest weapon for the UK and Prime Minister Theresa May be the incredible royal family? They're talking about that. And, you know, Discovery Channel getting ready for Shark Week. Guess what they're going to do to kick it off? This is something that Barnum and Bailey would have loved. It's the great, folks, Mike Phelps, you know Michael Phelps, 39 years of age, 23 gold medals. He's going to race a shark. Now, sports news. Gregory Polanco, ladies and gentlemen, 4 for 4. Pirates left fielder last night. They win 4-2. They chipped away. They're 6 back now in the division against Milwaukee. So let's keep it going, Pirates. Get your tickets, 1-800-BUY-BUCKS. Get down there and salute and cheer them on. Let's go, Bucks. Let's go, Bucks. Because they could really put a dent in that lead if they could just even split this series. But man, a sweep would be really nice. But tonight, Ivanova gets the start. Pirates are just 3 games under 500, 45 and 48. As I said, only 6 back. And you know, being that we're going to be in Ohio tonight, I thought I'd take a little time to talk Cleveland Indians baseball. They're a game and a half in front in the Central Division, and they're 48 and 43. And they beat San Francisco last night 5-3. Those 2 teams will go at it again tonight. Now, also, speaking of tonight, we're going to be talking golf with the former director of golf and pro at Oakmont, now at Seminole, and also on FS1's coverage from time to time, golf, Bob Ford. We're going to be talking about some of the greatest finishes ever at Royal Birkdale. And how about 2008, last time it was there, 58-year-old Greg Norman, speaking of sharks, the shark made a run, and you remember the playoff hole that 59-year-old Tommy Watson lost? That was incredible. And how about going back to 1998 with then a 17-year-old amateur by the name of Justin Rose finished with a low score, still a record 66, tied for 4th. So a lot of excitement. And we're also going to talk about players over 40 that could have a shot. And it would be nice to see Lee Westwood, who has, folks, finished in the top 3 in majors 10 times, but he has still failed to win one. And I would not mind seeing him win this thing at the age of 44. But we've seen it, you know, people over 40, Ernie Els, Darren Clark, the great Phil Mickelson, so anything's possible. So Bob Ford going to talk all about it tonight, plus we'll take a look at who he believes has a very good shot to win this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you are all winners to me. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And as always, thank you so much for joining me in the Pratt Pack Gym.